to my channel. My name's Amy and I have my September wrap up for you. I read a total of 8 books this month. It is currently the 29th of September. I don't plan on finishing a book anytime soon in the next 2 days. I don't plan on starting a book anytime soon in the next 2 days. I do plan on trying to finish Nightbane, but I don't think I'm going to finish that this month because I've done my journal and I don't want to because I did my journal last night. So I'm going to go through the books that I've read this month. If I don't have a physical copy, I will put them up here. And if I do, I have a stack. I have the stack here. So this is the stack that I read physically. So what we'll do is we will start off from like the first book I read until the last book I read. I have my September tracker in front of me on my phone as well. So the first book that I read this month was Little Liar by Leah Rivers. Now, me and Holly read Little Stranger in August. She came over for a sleepover while my husband was away for the night. And we sat and read the entire of that book in one sitting, in one evening. It took us 5 hours. We started it at like 8 o'clock once the kids were in bed, and we finished reading it at like, I don't know, about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. So it follows 2 foster siblings. One is, I can't remember what her name is, but the other one's called Malachi. So obviously there is a guy called Malachi and he had a horrible upbringing, same as her, and they have this forbidden romance because they are foster siblings. They're not related in any way, but do check trigger warnings. Now, I thoroughly enjoyed the first book. I thought it was really, really well done. But then the second book was basically the first half of the second book was basically the first book, but in his POV from like when he was like 4 years old. And I was just like, right, could you not have just put that in the first book? Why did you have to put it in there? Or could you not just make a little novella of like his book, or just like do like her chapter, his chapter, her chapter, his chapter? I did find one part of it really upsetting, I'm not going to lie, right near the end. Also, the shock factor of who was actually doing the other like things to her in the book. But then I found out as well that obviously the person that was being horrible kind of ended up being nice in a way. I'm not 100% sure how that worked out itself, but the person that was behind everything did shock me. I'm not going to lie. It really did. I didn't enjoy it as much as I did the first one. And then I was fully intending on reading Firebane, but I didn't. So I then read The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Dorr. I really enjoyed this. This was good, especially for a YA. I mean, I'm supposed it say it's YA, but it's kind of like YA slash like 17-year-olds. Like obviously, because there is an intimate scene in here. You don't really know what's going on, but unlike in Little Stranger, it's not as detailed. I did really like the magic system in here as well. I love the fact that obviously he was literally pining for her the whole time, even from the get-go, as you do. I mean, look at him. He is stunning. And I also just loved the knife to the throat vibes in this book. I really did. I cannot wait for the next one to come out, which has already come out, I found out. But I'm waiting for the Fairy Loot edition, which it goes on sale next month. So I plan on getting the second one and reading that one like straight away. I've already got the Audible on Everend, but I've now run out of unlocks, which has really annoyed me. Also, why does the US get 5 unlocks and we only get 3 in the UK? It's not fair. I think we should petition to have 5 unlocks in the UK. Just saying. So then I was kind of on a fantasy kick, which then kind of went to the next book that I read, which was Diabound by Sable Sorensen. I loved this book. This was so good. I nearly gave it a 5-star, but I didn't. It was a 4.5. I had no idea like how the ending was going to go. And especially like with the love interest as well, because the love interest is literally from the get-go, but then something happens along the way, and then obviously you find out like something at the end, and I was like, what? So there is a man that she is in a relationship with, and she goes off and she becomes die-bound to a massive wolf who's never bonded with anybody. And it just so happens that there was a reason behind it the whole time, which I didn't realise. I didn't kind of cut it until I was like, what is going on? And then you had the leader of the like other white wolves. He was like, I don't know if he was the beta or was the alpha. I think he was the alpha. And then when you find out at the end that it was this person the whole time, you're like, this isn't fair. And I'm trying not to spoil it because obviously it's such a good book. The next one comes out soon, which I cannot wait for. FairyLoot have just announced that they're doing this, so I'm going to get it. I do have the Stunning Waterstones edition as well. I'm quite tempted to put on this dust jacket the other way around, but I'm not going to. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was such a good read. I listened to it as well because I didn't have a physical copy at the time. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. The cliffhanger at the end shocked me to my core. I was like, what the actual F? What the F is going on? Why is this happening? I need the second book, like, straight away. Okay, so the next one is my book of the month for this month. I loved this book. I went into it completely blind, not knowing anything about it. And when I tell you that I cried my eyes out at the end and wanted to throw the book across the room with the twist that was at the end, I couldn't believe it. And that's Pen Pal by J.T. Jerrison. This is not what it seems. You see this lovely man on the cover. You think, oh, okay, it's going to be like a dark romance. No. You read the back of it and you read the blurb and you think, oh, okay. Oh, so it's going to be like a stalker romance. No. If you're going to read this book, go into it blind, going not knowing anything whatsoever, because it will shock you to its core. The way that I was like this while I was reading, if you've read this book and you've read chapter 35 and 36, you'll understand what I'm going on about. Because me and Holly were texting each other, and then she was like, da-da-da, and I'm like, oh my God. If you liked Verity, you'll like this. Because this is on par with Verity, with the shock factor of it all. It's so good. So good. I loved this book. 5 stars, book of the month, boom, done. Absolutely. And then I read the most disappointing read of the month, which was The Wind Weaver by Julia Johnson. Now, I did like the magic system in this. I'm not going to lie. It was unique. It was good. There was like, they had 4 elements. She had a mark on her chest. But this was in the romantasy of FairyLoot. And I tell you not, I was reading and I got to like here. And I was like, where's the romance? We're like 400 pages in. Where's the romance? Is this like the massive slow burn? No. Where's the romance? Oh, look, they've kissed. Oh, is that it? That's not a romance. That's not a romantasy to me. A romantasy to me is where they get together like halfway through the book, do some bits and pieces with each other, and then get betrayed at the end. And then they decide to love each other in the second book. That is what a romantasy is to me. It might not be to what others, but that's what it is to me. But yeah, I was reading it and I was like, why is this a romantasy? This is definitely a YA. I mean, they might do something in the second book. I have no idea. But this was such a disappointment. I'm so sad about it as well because I really wanted to enjoy this book. I have put it up on my Vinted. As you can see, no one has bought it yet, so I might put down the price. If you wanted to shop my Vinted, I'll leave it down below. And that this is on here at the present time that I am filming my wrap up. So please go check out my Vinted. So I then read out of the blue, thought, do you know what? I've got it. I've got them. I really want to read it. So I did. So I read The God of Malice by Rena Kent. I didn't like this one as much as like I thought I would. I mean, I love the Lord series. I love Hunting Out of Line. But the way he is in this, I'm literally like, come on. Just go and kill them. Don't be a badass and not kill them. Come on, you know you want to. I mean, you're going to be like, I mean, the Lords, they've got a graveyard in the back of their church for like dead people that they've killed over the years. Sade Meadows, he kills people. Do we judge him? Absolutely not, because he sends her roses. Do we judge the Lords? No, because they do it for a reason. And they're good at it. And they're good at hiding it. I just think he needed to just be... yeah. I didn't like this one as much as I thought I would. I also didn't like the narrator, to be fair. I didn't like how... I mean, I liked his voice, but I didn't like her voice. Her voice wasn't very good. Oh, I've got a... Oh. I thought I was like, oh, I've got a Vinted notification. Then I was like, oh my God, I'm recording this and I haven't put it up yet. But it's not one of my favourite items. Has just sold. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, so I didn't like this as much as I thought I would. I mean, I just want to get to God of Fury. I'm not going to lie. I just want to get to Nikolai and Brandon. Because why not? I also want to read that one because it's Teddy Hamilton's voice and I love Teddy Hamilton. But saying that though, the next one I need to read in this series is a Teddy Hamilton. So I didn't enjoy this as much as I did. I still give it 4 stars because it was good. I just didn't like it as a dark romance as much as my other dark romances. And then I was so caught up in it, I thought, you know what? I'm going to read the next one. So I did. I read God of Pain, which is the second book. I liked this one much better than this one. This one was literally Christian Grey, but darker and more fucked up. I give you Claydon, everyone. Absolutely. He was yummy. He's like this dark, goth, like silent, and yeah, I liked him very, very much. And the way he was with her, yeah, I'm not going to say any more about that, but that was a 4 stars. And then the other book I read was Bad Intentions by Melia Kane. I'll put it up there. I really enjoyed this book. For something that was a bully romance, yes, okay, he bullied her. Not going to lie, he did. But when something went down and threatened her, like, well-being, he was like, oh no, I need to take care of you. So in one part of the book, they're having this argument at the ice rink because he's a hockey player. They're having an argument and he's like terrorizing her and everything like that. And she went there in the rain, so she's already wet and cold. And she slipped over on the ice and she went down on her knees. And then she ran out into the pouring down rain and fell over on her bum again. So she was soaking wet. He comes rushing out and he's like, come back here, come back. He sees her freezing cold, lips blue, and he's like, fuck, I need to take her to the showers. I need to get her warmed up. And the fact that we also found out something near the end that I loved it as well. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it was really sweet. And I was like, oh, okay. You just kept that quiet. You act like this real big macho man, but inside, you're not. You're just a big fat teddy bear. Yes, okay, he's a bully, not going to lie. He does bully her, but he also loves her. So, yeah, I would recommend it. I really want to read the next one. I have got them all downloaded on my Kindle because I have Kindle Unlimited, but I've been wanting to read that for so long. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to read it. I read it on my Kindle. I read it in 2 days. Because that's what I do. I read books in like a day. 2 days. 2 days. I also read this in 2 days. I read a 500-page book in 2 days. I read 250 pages one day, and I read 200 something pages the next day. What are you going to do? I love audiobooks. Audiobooks are my queen, because I can just put my headphones on, do my housework, get on with it. I mean, sometimes I do have to go back a chapter and be like, did I miss something there? I did, probably. But there we have it. Anyway, that concludes the end of this video. That was my September wrap up. If you liked my video, please like it. I'll link my socials down below, and I will see you on my next one. Bye.